What is the meaning of final warning? That sounds apocalyptic. And I think that Mr. Ilela, should be careful the kind of titles that he uses. How do you give a media house final warning? That sounds like a threat, an open threat, and it's apocalyptic. And other people can just, latch on to that.
Hello, great people, are you there? Tinubu government has come again, oh. This greatest exposition by Atiku's camp is hitting them hard. And now, another one is loading. Do you know the one that is loading? The case of FBI. Oh my God, the drug case. So, Atiku is not finished, but Tinubu's government using the MBC is trying to stop what is about to happen. They are trying to gag the media houses. You need to watch this video. Based on what the exposition Kenneth Okonkwo gave on Arise TV. Arise TV is under threat. In fact, they have given Arise TV the last warning. Can you imagine? On what basis, one? There was an interview, during their program, Kenneth Okonkwo, a barrister, was around, and oh my God, he trashed this government in a way they have not seen before. And by the way, I can remember during Jonathan's time, while Tinubu was campaigning, for Buhari, I can remember how they came in. They did all sorts of things using the media. It is the same media that they want to gag now. They are pushing Nigerians to the wall. Meanwhile, let's watch this video and you see what is happening. I'll be right back.
The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project over the weekend faulted the warning issued to the Arise News channel by the National Broadcasting Corporation over an alleged violation of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. The Director General of NBC, Balarabe Ilela, issued the final warning to Arise, stating that the Commission had observed with concern the preponderance of incendiary remarks by guests featured on Arise News. One of the guests referred to in the letter is a spokesperson of the Labour Party, Kenneth Okonkwo, who appeared on Newsday on October 6th. NBC stated in the letter that Okonkwo used derogatory remarks on air. Well, in response, Okonkwo, in a lengthy post on Instagram, described the letter as an outright infringement of his fundamental human rights as guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution, and that the import of the letter was to intimidate him and Arise News. While Serap has urged the NBC to withdraw the said final warning to Arise, otherwise the Commission will be charged to court. Well, in the meantime, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has alleged that the Tinubu administration has already perfected an elaborate and sinister plot to gag the media ahead of the release of the records containing the president's alleged criminal investigations by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In a statement by his special assistant on public communication, Frank Shwaibu, Atiku stated that the Tinubu administration had become frustrated with the Chicago State University scandal and that it was planning a massive offensive in the coming days. Atiku explained that the threat by the National Broadcasting Commission to sanction Arise News was only a tip of the iceberg, and added that the NBC had been watching as Tinubu's media platforms like TVC have been constantly attacking him and have refused to even air opposition views. Atiku also stated that back in February, the NBC tried to show a bit of fairness and fined TVC for unprofessional broadcasts, including the airing of the Joint Media Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council press briefing, where Festus Keyamo said Obasanjo and Atiku ran a criminal enterprise and an empire of fraud in Abuja. But that since Tinubu became president on May 29th, the NBC has become more partisan than ever. Over to you, Rufai. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, isn't it?
For the goose is sauce for the gander.
Yeah.
Real quickly. So, generally speaking, there should be a great deal of media regulation in Nigeria. But what I'll suggest is the way we are doing it is not the right way. In a country where you have a media regulation that directly has a direct line to the government, it's not going to give you fair media. What we should do is have like a consultative forum where there's a chair anyway, But this consultative forum should have people from different interest groups in society, and they should be the one to review every decision and mete out every action by the media regulators. With that, you have a lot of fairness. If you had seen, there's been a lot of articles written over the weekend as regards what happened to Arise and the final warning letter. Because I make bold to say, this is the same country we were in, that the state broadcaster broadcasted a coup on television. An election had not been completed. The acceptance speech of somebody was read. You wonder, didn't they have an editorial department? And it was broadcast on TV and we didn't see any big fines come down. The other TV station that was mentioned, I'm sure you know what happened. In fact, in the NBC letter, they said that in a 20 news bulletin or 30 news bulletin, about over 15 or 16 of them was for a certain political party. The opposition had no voice at all. Furthermore, in all of this rigmarole as regards the electoral process, the EU report adjudged Arise to be the most fair and the most balanced out of all the media houses when you see the cashment as regards the disposition on who were given, which kind of view were given sides. And it's in the EU report. Go check me. Don't take my word for it. Go to the EU report. But most importantly, we have also had many faux pas. And I'll go back to the case of NSAS. I remember I did ask a very pertinent question. 3 TV stations were fined by the regulators under Mr. Armstrong Idacha back then. And I did ask, what did the NBC use to authenticate the videos that they say were not true, that were fake videos? Till today, there's no technology as regards that they came out in their position for. But most of those videos were verified by various verification tools out there because it was online, it was digital. I think what we should do is we should make a National Broadcasting Commission more independent of the government. Because you see, if you still have it in such a way that it's couched that the minister can just make a ring and says, oh, look at them, you will have cases of not being fair. Furthermore, they talked about the election campaign, they talked about the case of Dino Melai and all of that. I remember, and they said we put it back on watch. I remember how we berated Dino Melai here on What's Trending and said what he did was, but you see the fun, they don't see it. But a presidential candidate of a certain political party said all sorts of words like, oh, labor in vain, this one, just like lie statistics and all of that. And it was shown on TV and we didn't see. A vice presidential candidate of a political party at some point called a sitting vice president ice cream seller in this country. We didn't see all of that. All we just want for is a great deal of fairness. But in this iteration of what the NBC is, you can't have that level except we have a consultative body that reviews every media decision in the country.
Right.
That's just it.
All right.
But as regards the feedbacks we'll take our feedbacks and introspect.
All right, Dr. Abati, Atiku has alleged that, the Tinubu administration is about to gag the media. I mean, owing to also this fine, but also Kenneth Okonkwo made a concrete statement in that his lengthy post on Instagram, saying that, what he did on air was normal and it was, a way of gagging him if they were to sanction him with that letter.
Okay, just a number of things. The first is this. Kenneth Okonkwo knows very well that, if he feels that his fundamental human rights have been infringed upon, he knows how to seek relief.
Yes.
He can sue the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation. The NBC is not above the law. No institution is above the law. And accordingly, he has quoted sections 38, 39, and 22 of the 1999 Constitution, saying that his rights have been infringed upon. There is something fundamental, enforcement of fundamental human rights, under our laws. So if he feels that he's been maligned, he should go to court. He should sue the NBC. However, the second point to be made here is that there are no rights under the 1999 Constitution or any known constitution that is absolute. And which is why, there are qualified rights. That is why your right to the freedom of expression does not extend to giving you the right to defame other people, either through libel or through slander, the two categories of defamation. The third point also is that those who are saying that the NBC, as a regulator in the industry, should not be selective, should not be used as a political tool, they are also very correct.
Right.
The NBC must be seen to be independent, to be neutral, to be fair to all parties concerned.
Hello, are you there? Final warning to Arise TV. Why, Kwano? Why are they giving Arise TV final warning? The kind of broadcast that is coming up from Arise TV. Meanwhile, does it mean Arise TV is not doing it right? I don't think so. It's just a kind of trying to gag the media. Yes. And Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project has also criticized NBC for trying to gag Arise TV, not just Arise TV, other Nigerian media. You know, there is a storm right now. The exposition on the certificate forgery. Oh, the way it hits this particular political party. So, and based on what we had, more is coming. There's a greater exposition. This has to do with the drug case. We are done with the certificate forgery. Everybody knows the truth about the certificate forgery. Everybody knows, and it's clear. We didn't issue him any. So what happened? He forged. So, because of what is coming, they are trying to gag the press. Can you imagine? NBC. You know, you would have stated this is the crime Arise TV committed, and this is punishable under so act. But they say final warning, as if NBC is run by touts. Final warning: if we see you there again, we'll pop your head. That is how it seems. And again, Kenneth Okonkwo, you know, it was due to Kenneth Okonkwo's invitation to the studio and what he said that they could no longer take it. You know how Kenneth Okonkwo does his own. Bulala. Kenneth Okonkwo knows how to cane you very well, and he states facts. So they said he is a kind of maybe defaming. Meanwhile, at least they should point out this is what he said that is wrong, at least. So they said Arise TV allowed him to continue to hey, and it is said if Kenneth Okonkwo also feels intimidated, Arise TV, NBC can be charged to court. They are not above the law. Meanwhile, in this sense, it's like NBC is working with Tinubu ever since he became president, or they normally work with whoever is president. NBC is supposed to be a neutral body, an independent body, not a body that will be hijacked by whoever is on top. No, that is not how it is done. So, Tinubu's administration is trying to gag the media. Yes. What is coming may be bigger than the certificate forgery. And like we told you earlier, Atiku has the muzzle to go and dig out these files. It's like Atiku is the person that can, has that financial muscle to pay for information to come out. And that is what is happening. But they are trying to gag the media ahead of Atiku's exposition. So, Nigerians should wait for more. What is the certificate forgery is the part 1. And why this NBC, oh my God, it's like they're selective in their work. TVC, which is their own media, it's like a Tinubu own media. There's a feeling that he's the owner of TVC, or TVC has to do with his own people. Now, TVC has been attacking Atiku for a long while, and nothing happens. They are used to lampoon at Atiku. And another thing about TVC hardly gives the opposition the chance to air their feeling through their own channel. Just like Arise listen to both sides, you bring opinion, just like it's done in Al Jazeera is not very fair, but Al Jazeera is, at least they are trying. They give you the chance, they give the two sides the chance to air their opinion. They bring people with opposing views. But the case of TVC, they are only bringing people who are against their opponents. And I like what Rufai said. Yes, in every country there are regulatory bodies. for TV broadcasting. It's there. But how is it run? People who should, just like INEC office and the rest, people who should control this office are neutral people from different political, different interest groups, not people who are appointed by the president or, because it will make them to be selective in their work. It should be a neutral body. It was said that a particular TV station broadcasted a coup and even showed an announcement of somebody's acceptance speech prior to the time the person is supposed to announce it against the broadcast code, and nothing happened. And by the way, this same Arise TV, they are trying to gag, or they are trying to make it look as if they have sinned. EU reported that this Arise TV is the best as per reporting news and being fair to all the parties from opposing sides. In Nigeria, things are run differently, not in according to order. Just like there was a time they are using EFCC against political foes. That is not how it's supposed to be done if they want the country to move. During the NSAS, Rufai said, they said 3 TV stations were fined for posting fake videos. So how did NBC verify those videos were fake? Because those videos around NSAS. Because they don't want it to be shown. Because showing those videos exposes the person they are supporting. So they are not neutral. So they find those TVs. Can you imagine? And what are the parameters they use to judge? What determines what is fake video? How can they prove it's fake video? They will just find. Because we're in a country, everything goes. And even during the campaigning, prior to the election, you know what happened several times, and they broadcast this on national TV. The current president, Tinubu, has been saying these people should labor in vain. Such a remark against another party, they will labor in vain. And this is constantly being shown on TV and nothing happened. So Nigeria needs an independent NBC, National Broadcasting Commission or Corporation, or Nigerian Broadcasting Commission or Corporation. They need an independent one, not the one somebody will dictate for. And Kenneth Okonkwo said they are trying to gag him, but he can sue NBC. Only, I don't know in what courts they will be sued based on how Nigeria works. NBC should stop being used as a political tool. They should be independent and neutral. Meanwhile, Abati rounded up by saying, we have a fundamental human right as in freedom of speech, but we are not allowed to defame anybody. Viewers, what do you think? Add your comment. This is where we draw the curtain on this one. Please share widely. We will not accept any plan to gag the media. The media has to broadcast what they see. That is their work. And what do you think?